Reading pie graphs. So our graph here says method of transportation to school, and it has 5 different segments. It says 8% of students ride their bicycle, 14% of students walk, 25% of students take the school bus, 20% of students take the city bus, and 33% of students are driven in a car. So our first question here says, what percent of students take a bus to school? Now, there are 2 different options on here that involve the bus. We have the city bus and the school bus. It doesn't specify what kind of bus. It just says a bus. So I'm going to add 20% and 25% to get that a grand total of 45% of students take a bus. Our second question says, if there are 1,500 students at that school, how many students walk to school? So when I look at this graph, I notice 14% of students walk to school. Now 14% means 14 out of 100 students. So I want to know, if there were 1,500 students, how many would be walking? So I'm going to set up a proportion, just like I wrote down, and then I'm going to cross multiply. So I'm going to multiply 14 times 1,500. I'm going to use my calculator to do that. And I get 21,000. And then I'm going to multiply 100 by x to get 100x. And then solve for x by dividing both sides by 100. So 21,000 divided by 100 is 210. So there are 210 students that walk to school. Now our third question says, if there are 1,500 students at that school, how many students get to school by car? So if I look at my graph, it says 33% of students get to school by car. So 33% is 33 out of every 100 students. But I want to know, what if it's 1,500 students? How many would be taking a car? So I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to cross multiply and then solve. So 33 times 1,500 is 49,500. 100 times x is 100x. And if I divide both sides by 100, 49,500 divided by 100 gives me 495 students. So 495 students take a car to school.